Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for today's video. I want to talk to you about the fuel of the narcissist, so let's jump in. So the narcissist needs fuel to survive, and the fuel that they need is the best fuel they can get. That's why they're always looking for a primary source. And once they flip energy with you, once they get you in that trauma bond, they get you in tune, they do that energy switch, and then they discard you. They take your identity, and when they take your identity, you're kind of hooked to them. They have their hooks, and that means when people say they hook up to you, latch onto you, and cord into you, and you feel like you're trapped. It's not just the trauma bond in relation to the endocrine system, or even that it's more like that they have taken your identity. They're housing now pieces of you, and you have pieces of them. You're always driven to your energy, and the narcissist takes soul fuel from you. It's not just that they upset you or they hurt your feelings or they took energy like that, surface energy. This is soul-driven energy. And I think even psychologists, or Dr. Romney and them, would speak on this stuff. I'm pretty sure I've heard them talk about how deep this energy is. This is real. This is like your essence. And they walk away with it. They throw their negative energy on you, but with that is no identity, you see, because they're nothing. They're nothing but a lie. And it could get you to perform poorly for a time because you're wearing their energy, and their energy is not good. It's full of sin. It's unprocessed sin. It's got grief in it, and it's got guilt, and it's got shame all built into it. It's hopeless. So that's what you're accepting. You're accepting almost like the sinful deeds that they have done, the feelings that they have. You're accepting almost like it feels as if you're having to pay for their sins. And I think to some degree you do. That's probably part of your reaping, or maybe all of it. When you switch your energy with them, you have to deal with that. And then you got to reap the negative reward, of course, from what they're doing with your energy now that they're wearing. And then I talked about this yesterday, but they have to come back because those pieces they've taken off you and those spells and things that they've placed on you, or those curses, they start to wear off, and they have to come see you in a physical form. They can't just do things from afar all the time. Some things they can, but when it comes to like stealing identities and stuff, that stuff will eventually start to wear off. And that's why they're in cycles, because they have to reignite that curse, that spell on you, so they could take your identity again, project on you, have intercourse with you, and all of these things, talk to you and get you to believe things, get you to react, all this stuff. They may come back for a short time. Why they come back for sometimes just a short time is because they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They just care about your fuel. They love your fuel. And the quicker that they are able to suck it from you is the quicker they can leave. You know, they say the narcissist they tolerate you to gain that fuel. Outside of that, they don't want to be with nobody, except for they're codependent in every which way. So they got to be with somebody all the time. But generally speaking, they're garnering supply if they're with you. If they're not going to be with you if they can't gain supply every day, and it'd be a negative reciprocity to you. So that's how they are. And this is the thing. People will say they don't know what they're doing, but they know what they're doing. They know they have a predator type nature. They're predators, y'all. And they know this. They know they're a predatory style nature. But the thing is they don't really have a whole lot of guilt. They don't have feelings of guilt. They have more of a guilt complex, not conscious. They don't have guilt consciousness because they don't have much of a consciousness at all. What they do have is a guilt complex. And it's kind of like their complexion. Their body image will show these things and stuff like that. Their personality will reflect that, but they don't feel it. And a lot of times they're trying to be a vulnerable narcissist, so they're going to kind of look like sulky like that anyway to gain supply from sources and gain for being like a have-not or being innocently destroyed or something, because they always come up with these stories, but they're all lies. They're the ones that's destroying everybody. And half the time when they're telling, all the time when they're telling these stories, they're usually telling stories about what they've done to people, but saying it was done to them. They're backwards from humanity. So if you rewind their lies, if you flip their lies, usually, sometimes, a lot of times you'll find the truth by flipping whatever they say. Take whatever they say backwards. And that's what happened. If they say they were the victim, then they were the predator. And if they say they were cheated on, then they cheated on whoever they said they were cheated on from. These are kind of things that they do. And I think this is how they also like vent some of this negativity. They speak on it in the flip version so that they can kind of get it off of them to some degree and get people to accept even that. They're always getting people to accept their negativity for positive reinforcement and goodness, because they have to constantly get rid of it. So they're always devising evil because they have to. Because if they don't, they're going to get so toxic, nobody will want to be around them, and they're aware of that. So everywhere they go, everything that they do, they're thinking about how they can devise ways to flip energy with people, even if it's just little bits here and there. So you don't want to know a narcissist, because if they're hanging out with you at all, they're taking fuel from you. They're taking fuel from you. And you're losing. You're losing that battle. And if you're with them all the time, even if you gray rock and stuff, you're going to be affected, period. You can't be with a narcissist and protect yourself 100%. Even if you're married to them and you're gray rocking or something, you're still going to end up dealing with their negativity and receiving some of it. You're going to absorb some of it because you can't help it. So they got to continually go out there and do this for the goodness that they got to wear, because they have to wear goodness so they can get new supply, or else they will never get new supply. So they're constantly trying to fill that pipeline with flipping energy, with good people. And that's why when they get hooked to you, this is the deal. When they get hooked to you like that, when they put their hooks in, they get you through the trauma bond, and they steal your identity a couple of times. A lot of times those are lifelong people or long-term people that they have hooked to them, because those are hard things to break, especially if you're unbeknownst to it, meaning not knowing that narcissism is their diagnoses and all that. So there's a lot of people that will continue to go through cycle after cycle after cycle. And that's why you find that there's people that have done 10, 15, 20 years with them, because they are unaware. When you don't have a diagnosis or some kind of title to put something, and something that you can research on your own, it's much harder to get some clarity. And that's what they like to do. That's why they do those things. And that's why they recycle, because they get you hooked like that. And people that are unaware, they will get destroyed over and over and over. They will affect your life in such a negative way where you lose everything. You lose your looks, your motivation, your drive, your job, your children, your finances, your houses, your cars, everything. Before you know it, you'll be addicted to stuff and living on the streets. This is how evil and how sinister and how destructive they are. I've known several people, empathic people, that ended up in psych wards and have lost damn near everything. And I've been through some financial loss in the past, but I've been blessed to be protected through most of my bouts with this stuff. But I'm here today to help you understand what I have been through so that you don't have to go through it. And for the people that are going through it, to end it as quickly as possible, because they are destroying you. And they are giving you such negative energy that it is affecting your health. So if you can give me a like, subscription, and a thumbs up, when you know, you go. When you know it's a narcissist, you go, you run and never go back. Learn what you can, build boundaries, love yourself, spread positivity, but don't be vulnerable to people you don't know. Don't overtalk, overthink, build independence, and when you fall, get back up. Love y'all. Till next time, sold you up. Peace be out.